So, as a new player in Forza Horizon 4, one thing I did end up discovering, which honestly threw me for a loop, is this game technically has businesses. Now, before you do say it, it's not going to be like a full-on business like you would see in Grand Theft Auto Online or something like that, but it is still kind of cool, man, because I do not remember seeing this in other Forza Horizons that I have played so far, and it's obviously not in 5. So when I did end up playing 4 and I was like, wait, you can own businesses, I started doing some research, and not gonna lie, guys, it kind of threw me for a loop because I was not really expecting this. Now, before you guys do say it, if you are wondering, there's basically stories tied behind these. Once you do end up paying the $100,000 fee to get into the said business, you then have to go through all of the events or like the type of missions in there, which a lot of the ones I did was basically like 8 to 10 of them, which honestly, they were very fun. You pretty much had to deliver cars, get points, do different little stories and missions, obviously, because they're kind of stories, which I gotta admit, they were actually pretty well designed. But once you do end up completing all of them, you will end up getting yourself some money every single day from all the businesses. As far as I do know, there's around 5 of them in the game. Let me know if there is more. I think there's around 5. And you could pretty much get around $12,000 every single day from every business, which if we do some simple math here, 12 times 5 is around $60,000. Now, the funny part to me about this, though, is the fact that at first, guys, I thought it would only give you money maybe if you log on every single day, so I kind of gave it like 2 or 3 days and see what it did end up doing. And I did end up getting around $50,000 to $60,000 per every business I had after like 4 or 5 days. So that was pretty dope. I'm like, oh, dope. So I did end up getting 50 grand from this one, 50 from that one. I ended up making like $150,000. And I thought this was really cool, man. Now, one thing I thought about with this, though, is could they introduce something like this into Forza Horizon 5, but really have businesses in the game? We all do know right now, basically no racing game at all has anything like this, and I would admit, guys, having, now, I'm not saying copy Grand Theft Auto or anything like that with, like, car deliveries or, specific businesses like that, but honestly, it would be pretty dope to see something like this in a full racing game, man, to where you actually can have a business like that, where it's like, oh, you customize this car, you deliver it, kind of like the import-export DLC that was in Grand Theft Auto, maybe something along the lines of that, to where if you are looking at a specific vehicle, or maybe the car gets delivered, you customize it, or the car's already customized, you then have to deliver it to that said location in order to get the 3 stars or max payout on it. Maybe they can have like a couple vehicles a week every Thursday or something, like with the festival reset. Maybe you'll get like 2 or 3 vehicles if you've bought in the part into the business, completed the stuff for that. I feel like that would be kind of dope, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this. I do understand that obviously not every racing game will probably end up doing that, or pretty much any of them for that matter, because even when I saw this in Forza Horizon, people might be like, nah, bro, this is stupid. They're not real businesses. But the thing is, though, if you pay the $100,000 fee, you go through the entire business story part of it. You'll get unlocks, cars, and stuff like that, because I love how it actually rewards you for playing the game. That's pretty dope, man, and that's coming from a brand new player in Forza Horizon 4. I was happy to get wheel spins because, I needed them, and also get cars I did not have as well. On top of that, once you do end up completing them, then you pretty much will start making money every day for pretty much the end of time that you are on the game, which is pretty dope. So maybe you're looking to get some extra money or something like that, man. Well, guess what? Maybe in a week or something like that, if you play the game every day, in about a week or so, your money's going to stack, man. Picture it. $60,000 times 7, bro. That's $400,000 around that a week. And what's funny, though, is that might actually end up giving players a reason to go in and, buy the businesses, because eventually they would end up paying themselves off anyway. You know how, like, a lot of the businesses in Grand Theft Auto would be, if you do end up buying all that stuff, you would end up making that money back from it anyway, you know what I'm saying? So if you had to have, like, a $250,000 fee to buy this said business, and then you end up having, like, maybe, 10 events like that with star base, once you do end up getting all the stars, which is like 30 of them per 10 events or whatever, you then end up getting like a $12,000 to $14,000 bonus a day from that. But on top of it, they can then add something to where you actually have to like deliver those said vehicles, maybe 2 a week or something. That would give you an extra $100,000 bonus a week or something. I don't know, man. I feel like that would be pretty dope, and players would probably look forward to, oh, today's reset day. I need to go deliver my 2 vehicles for like another 200K or something. I guarantee you guys that would make a lot of players want to log on every single week. And also, maybe they can have other businesses on top of that. Maybe you have to like customize the car a specific way. Again, I understand that the entire import thing in GTA was kind of like this, but they can always throw on their own twist onto the game itself and add the business in there because we really do not have any actual open world racing games that would have businesses in them. So when I started to see this in Forza Horizon 4, man, I went, no, this, even though the way this is designed, players might not be the biggest fan of it, it's still a cool thing. You'll go through, you'll still make yourself money and stuff from it, even every single day. But maybe they could even add on to this in Forza Horizon 6, man. Maybe we can have businesses on that game or something like this. Maybe they could throw a twist onto it. Maybe you have to go buy a car. Maybe you could sell it for more or something like that. And maybe like a delivery. I don't know, dude. I feel like there is definitely ways to do this, guys. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This is something I have been thinking about for a little while now after playing Forza Horizon 4. I really do think this is a very cool thing that racing games just don't have, honestly. And we all do know spicing things up and adding things that are different that you don't see in other games is probably a way to make other games go, oh, maybe we should do something like that. Or, the entire competition side of it, which is always very important in basically everything. And the funny part is I did end up seeing online that apparently players were having issues with some of these missions and stuff like that. And to be honest, getting 3 stars on some of them, it took me a little while, man, especially doing some of it in the snow and also just struggling at driving on some of them or, having to cut some corners where you basically do not have a choice. I remember doing the Bugatti mission to where I basically had to jump over a mountain driving it, bro. And I'm like, oh, this will be fun. And you pretty much had no choice, man, because I was in the snow, so I was like, all right, why don't I try to jump over the mountain? And it turns out that was easily the way to do it. So yeah, these are also fairly difficult, but I feel like long term though, players really would honestly like this. And I feel like even me being a new player, guys, like jumping on the game after a few days of working on some other videos and playing some other games, seeing myself get like $200,000 or, something around that after maybe like 5, 6, 7 days from every single business of its stacking. Dude, that would be really cool, man. Like seeing yourself get like 300, 400 grand in like a week for logging on, or maybe you couldn't play, or maybe you're working on other stuff, knowing that that money is being added weekly, but it's not just being given to you because you did all the missions for it, so you obviously earned it. Maybe they can add on to more stuff on that, dude. Maybe they can have different versions of it. Maybe they can have a bonus on there, or gives you like a special car bonus. I don't know, dude. I feel like there's a lot of ways things can be mixed around in these games to get players into them and also keep them on them instead of having like some rinky-dink stuff where people are like, oh, that's cool. Anyway, then they move on to like the next thing or they get bored really quick because there's like no substance. But something that would really bring you in there going, oh, well, if I do this, I'll get an extra bonus this week or something. Maybe they can have businesses that give you like a bonus of money or something like that, or special parts for cars, or who knows, dude. I just feel like there's a lot of different upgrades and things that they can throw in there that would be like, oh, I need to log on or I need to play today. Y'all know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. With me being a brand new player in Forza Horizon 4, man, I'm going to be real. This was a really cool feature that I was not expecting. Not going to lie, at first, I thought it was like an actual business like you would see in Grand Theft Auto, but when I did end up playing, I was like, no, no, this is still very cool. I like how I could do all of these and then get a money bonus every single day. Still a pretty dope feature that you would probably not see in any other racing game. My question is, though, will we see something like this in Forza Horizon 6? Let me know what y'all think.